Alrighty, guys, March is almost here, and boy, do we have an uptrend in potential severe weather as we go into our first week of March next week, second week of March, and even beyond that point. Models and ensembles are really starting to grasp the idea of potential severe weather events, if not significant severe weather events, starting as soon as mid next week. So we're going to track all that. We're going to cover all this for you guys in today's update. I do appreciate y'all for watching this. As always, if you will leave a comment in the comment section and like the video and share this out to one person, it does help us get out there. We are continuing to try and grow our channel here as we go throughout this year. And we'll go ahead and dive into this video here. And what you guys are seeing on your screen is going to be our water vapor imagery, kind of what we're seeing across the United States right now. Very, very quiet for majority of the United States. There will be a shot for a couple of Alberta Clipper systems that will be moving through the northern high plains and Midwest and Michigan area as we go through the rest of this week here. A couple of these little snow shots with some colder air aloft up there. Our system that was moving through the northwestern Pacific, which actually spawned a tornado yesterday in Oregon. We also had a tornado in South Dakota yesterday as well. First tornado ever in the month of February for South Dakota. And we had some very, very low dew points as well that ended up causing that. We can go more into study on how that happened later on. But we had two different kind of scenarios happen yesterday. General thunderstorm risk with a pop-up thunderstorm that actually allowed was able to rotate and actually produce some hail and actually produced a confirmed tornado. And then we had one in Oregon last night with this atmospheric river. These can produce tornadoes up there into Washington State, Oregon, and Idaho when they do happen. It's very rare that they happen, but when they do, it's definitely something that needs to be watched very, very closely. There actually was a marginal risk out for this yesterday. Another thing, guys, we had a 2% tornado risk down here in Florida yesterday, and look at this big old mess here. All that upper level moisture in our atmosphere. This actually has the chance of developing into a subtropical cyclone, which, you know, not going to do anything to the United States. This is going to actually work its way off east, but there's just enough spin. If this can drop pressure and allow for some vorticity to kind of get going around the center of our low, we could get some type of subtropical system. This isn't going to become a hurricane or anything along the lines of that, but I've kind of seen NHC kind of talk on and off about this over the last couple of hours here, really over the last 2 days here as we've been watching the system kind of go from the Gulf over. But Florida, you're now going to start to dry out. That system will be working its way off the east. Once again, no impacts for the United States as far as that goes, tropical system-wise or any of that. But I wanted to kind of give you guys an update on what we're seeing overall here with our pattern. And like I said, going to have a dominant high pressure in place here for a good amount of really the rest of this week. We will start to see things change as we get into Sunday, and I'll kind of go ahead and dive into that forecast for here so you guys can see that just in just a second here. All right, and what we get on our screen here is our European upper level winds. Actually, this is going to be our mid-level winds here, our 500 millibar height with wind speed here. This is going to give us an idea of what our jet stream is going to do, and this is very, very crucial to figuring out where winter weather, severe weather is going to happen at. Yes, we're going into March. There'll still be a couple shots of some wintry weather as we go through the next couple of weeks here, but most of this will be on the northern side. I don't expect any widespread major winter storms from like the west coast to the east coast. I think we're going to start to see that diminish as we get closer and closer into the month of March here, but severe weather going to be a big conversation. I will be releasing my severe weather outlook video tomorrow, as well as another forecast video tomorrow. So there will be 2 videos that are posted on here tomorrow. So be aware of that if you guys are interested in watching those. But here goes our jet stream as we go into the rest of the week here. We will continue to see a upper level ridge develop here over majority of the United States, allowing for very, very warm temperatures. It is 60 degrees here in Kentucky today. Some people deep down in the south will be seeing 70s and even some 80s as far as Texas goes over the next couple of days. That's really going to actually continue as we go into March here. Not really looking at any major systems. It's as we go into Saturday and Sunday. We got to watch this shortwave trough here moving into the Four Corners here. This is actually going to move over the Four Corners up into northern Texas and into Oklahoma. There will be some type of isolated snow potential, very, very low snow accumulation that could be on the northern side of this low with a little bit of cold air aloft in the atmosphere. There will also be some type of severe weather component that could develop in portions of Oklahoma, eastern Texas, maybe into Arkansas and Louisiana as we go into Sunday and Monday. So we'll be watching this little first severe weather threat for you guys. I don't think it's going to be anything significant as of right now. Our dew points are still going to be pretty lacking, as well as instability. So this will bring you a shot for some marginal severe weather, maybe a slight risk potentially, but it's as we go towards the beginning of next week. I really want you guys to pay attention to our GFS model, a little bit lesser on the bullishness of our troughing next week. I really like what the Euro is doing with this. We'll continue to look at both model runs as we get closer to this, but look at this, guys. This would be our first significant severe weather setup potentially next week, starting either Monday night into Tuesday and then going into Tuesday and into Wednesday as this trough ejects. You've got what's called almost a negatively tilted trough here, and these typically favor more significant severe weather. They pull in more moisture, more instability. They typically have more low-level shear and mid-level shear associated with them, and so this would be a very well-rounded trough for next week. We'll continue to update you guys on which model run, does in fact validate. This is going to actually intensify into Tuesday and Wednesday as we go across the Ohio Valley, so we could see severe weather as far as the Ohio Valley all the way down here to the deep south along into portions of Texas and Oklahoma. So Not set in stone on where those areas are going to be at. We'll get more into that as we get closer to this event happening next week. So we'll keep you guys updated on the latest on that. But I want you guys to see something here. This is not the only severe weather setup we're going to have. We're going to potentially have another one before next week is over with a low-end threat, maybe back here into further along the Gulf Coast. And then I want you guys to see something. This is, 300 hours out, but we've really started to see a trend, especially as we go into that March 10th and March 12th time frame. And the GFS does this as well as the European model run, but we've got a mega trough ejection that could set up. And these typically do lead to tornado outbreaks. Not saying that's what's going to happen, but this is just giving you guys an idea of what we're getting ready to go into as we go into March. I've done nothing but talk about for months and months and months about severe weather prep for spring, severe weather prep for spring. Let's get you guys ready to go here. And spring is here, guys. Meteorological spring starts on March 1st within a matter of 3 days, and we are at that time frame where this stuff is going to start happening. I want you guys to also get an idea of what our dew points are going to be. We're going to start to see our moisture return set up on Saturday and Sunday as well here. And you guys can see as we go into Sunday, we get a little bit of a little dry line to set up here into Oklahoma. European model a little bit more bullish with our dew points in the 60s. We could see severe weather somewhere in this corridor on Sunday and into Monday. And then as this trough ejects to the east, you can see a little bit push in moisture up here into the Ohio Valley. This will be a little bit more limited. I think the severe weather potential is going to be more magnified down here into the deep south. So Tennessee, Mississippi, Alabama, Louisiana, Georgia, and then along the east coast as we go into portions of Wednesday and Thursday. So this would be a pretty decent event, guys. I think we'll have severe weather starting on Sunday, going into Monday, going into Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then Friday. This should be off the coastline, but before we get another little trough that comes through, maybe some low and severe weather on Friday and Saturday, and then that scoots off the coastline. We get about a 2 to 3 day break, and then we get into that next troughing, and you can already see the moisture being pulled in from our next system as we go into the March 10th, but that's still ways out. I want to get you guys for next week first before anything, and another idea of what we could be seeing here. Once again, our European model run showing us a better idea of where our precip could fall at here. You see as we go into Sunday here and Monday, upper level low does develop with a surface level low underneath of it, allowing for some moisture to develop, and we do actually get some type of showers, some severe weather to develop in this quarter. Like I said, this is going to be a pretty big region here where we could see the threat for some type of low into moderate severe weather. I think medium severe weather as we go towards the middle and end of next week before this actually becomes potentially a winter storm, bringing some snowfall for Iowa, maybe northern Missouri, Illinois, Wisconsin, Michigan, up into Canada here. So we'll have to watch this. There will be severe weather and there will be a winter storm component to this. So once again, winter not quite done yet, but that'll be mostly reserved. There will be a cold shot of air that also comes in behind this system, allowing for another cool down before we start to see the atmosphere turnover again as another ridge builds into late next week, and then allowing for potentially a little clipper system to develop late next week as well here. And then we'll see those warm temperatures build again where we could see another shot at another significant severe weather setup as we go into that second and third week of March. So continuing to see an active trend here. Another thing we'll look at here is going to be those instability values, just to give you guys an idea on what we're seeing energy-wise in the atmosphere. And this is starting on Sunday, Sunday into Monday here. Very impressive instability values. Not extremely high, but just enough to get things going for the beginning of March here. And then this will eventually work its way east. You see those instability values taper off just a little bit. I do want you guys to understand as well, models don't do the best with instability, especially as we go into spring. So we're going to have this flip-flop with our models. So I wouldn't pay too much attention to the details on this yet because we're still a ways out, but just giving you guys an idea of what the atmosphere and what the energy in the atmosphere is going to be going through the next couple of weeks. So other than that, guys, that's what I've got for you guys today. Make sure you guys stay updated. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button for all future and weather updates. I do appreciate you guys very much for all the support and all the love, and we will start pumping out live streams tonight here on the YouTube channel and on TikTok as always. So I do appreciate y'all for watching this. Stay safe, be weather aware, and we will see you guys in the next one.